Okay, still you are able to see my screen?
Yes.
So what is PMP? PMP is Project Management Professional. It stands for Project Management Professional. It's a certification in the field of IT, in the field of project management, and it is conferred by PMI. PMI is the Project Management Institute, and PMI has other portfolio of certifications as well, but their prime certification is PMP. Their other certifications include PGMP, which is for the program management, and so there are many other certifications such as scheduling professional and risk management professional, and so. But PMI has their prime certification, which is project management professional. As per the word leading ranking organizations, PMP stands in the top two certifications. Whether you talk about Forbes magazine, whether you talk about CIO magazine, or any other random search on internet, you will come to know that PMP is the top-notch certification of project or IT cert. Why I insist to say that it is an IT certification, because no matter what we say about project management, that it is applied in every industry, the example that is used while teaching the PMP curriculum is mostly from the software development, from project the IT, whether it is infrastructure or it is software development, project management. Most of the PMP curriculum is uh, designed around the IT project manager. But it is equally applicable in whichever industry you work, and you can apply the same principle, same method to manage the projects in construction. So once you are PMP certified, you can work in every industry, across any discipline, and across any industry. That doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. So how did PMI started PMP, or how did PMI started itself? Okay. So Project Management Institute is based in United States, and it was in 1960s, or I would say late 1970s actually, that Lee Lambert and many other of his colleagues, they thought of having a forum for project managers in United States. They were in the Georgia Institute of Technology, and they were talking about on a dinner table that why don't we have a forum for project managers, where they collaborate and they share their knowledge about project management best practices. And from there, the forum got established, and then it bloomed into an institute with a couple of years of effort. It was created as a project management institute separately, apart from the Georgia Institute of Technology. It was then PMP was their first credential in 1984. It was introduced, and PM book guide was introduced. And now when we talk about, then PMP is the Project Management Institute is a well-known institute. It operates in most of the countries of the world, in most of the cities of the world, and they publish publications, journals, do the conferences. They have the members, they have memberships, they have the chapters in each part where people become members, and they conduct the meetings to share the project material, and project management conferences are being held. So they're in the service of the project. Now, why I should care, why I should get? The number one reason is that we all are looking forward to get advancements in our careers. We want to proceed. We want to get promoted. We want to get more and more benefit of our education, our experience. We want more projects. We want to be trusted more, so that we should earn more, right? And we should be always upgrading ourselves with the highly in demand skills. So when it comes to PMP, it is globally recognized certification. As I said, when we are speaking, almost close to 1.5 million people in the world have already been cert. They have already obtained PMP certificate. 1.5 million is a big number, right? So with this shows us the significance that why people are doing it, because more and more jobs, when we see on LinkedIn or any other portal, more and more jobs are asking for it, correct?
Yes.
Have you ever seen the job descriptions where PMP is mandatory, PMP is optional, PMP is required? Because no matter which managerial job you check on the LinkedIn, part of every job is project management. Because what we do in operations, let's say as an operation manager as well, we do regular stuff, but we do some special stuff as well, right? In everyday life, what we work in our offices, we are part of some projects and we are part of some operations. So every one of us is innovating, and every one of us is running the show. Like we are running the show when we do the regular stuff, what we have day-to-day tasks in our company, but some of those tasks are special tasks in which company is introducing new systems, company is working with new vendors, new suppliers, trying new ways of working. So whenever there is something newly created, you are part of it. Okay, make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So why you should care? Because as I said that more and more HR professionals are looking for the certified people, and PMP does help you in the salary growth. As per the PMI survey done in every year, they do the survey, and as per the survey, the certified project managers roughly earn 20% more than the non-certified project manager. Okay? They have done PMI have done this survey in 42 countries, and this is the average salary, which is 22% more. They found that who the people who are certified in PMP, they are getting 22% more than the project managers which are not certified. And why we are saying that we should be looking for project management as a career, because more and more jobs are coming in project management. PMI has done the talent gap analysis survey, and they found out that for the period of next 10 years, I mean, from 2017 till 2027, they have projected that yearly basis, world will require 2.2 million projects. 2.2 million is a big, 2.2 million jobs will be created on yearly basis till 2027, which means that big projects are coming in each part of the world, right? So now, how can I get PMP certification? What are the eligibility criteria? I need a 4-year degree. I need to have 3 years of experience. I need to get 35 hours of project management. If I don't have the 4-year bachelor degree, I have a diploma or I have a college degree, then I need the 5 years of professional experience, and I need the 35 hours of formal education. Okay. So these are the eligibility requirements. With or without bachelor degree, you still can do PM. How is the exam of the PMP? PMP exam has it's a 4 hours, approximately 4 hours exam. There are 10 minutes break, and there are 180 questions. So every 60 questions, you have 10 minutes break. Okay? Now, when we say 180 questions, these are different type of questions. Mostly there will be multiple choice, multiple responses, matching, hotspot, fill in the blanks. And 5 of those questions are not scored, which means that you will still attempt those scores, but you will not get positive or negative mark. By the way, there is no negative marking in PM. So you have to attempt all the questions, and whether you attempt a question correctly or wrong, there is no negative. So if you attempt those 5 questions along with your 180 questions, you will not get score for those 5 questions. So you will be getting the score from 175 questions. But you never know what are those 5 questions, which are called pre-test questions. Now, pre-test questions are some newly created questions which PMI has added, and they make sure that they add into any exam that someone is giving exam. Let's say you are giving exam, then you will be asked 5 pre-tests, and PMI ensures that the pool of questions that is selected for any candidate, it includes those 5 pre-test questions, and PMI assesses that, okay, based on your responses, they will assess that, yeah, these questions are good questions. Whether we should include it in the real exam or not, they will decide it regardless. Now, PMP exam is a closed book exam. You cannot take any material with you inside the examination center. If you are giving the exam at your home, even then you need to be not having any material with, which means that PMP exam can be given in the home or in the center. Now, what is the difficulty level? Well, PMP exam is difficult exam. It's a managerial stuff where we will be put in various situations. Like as a project manager, you are in this situation, what you will do, what next step you will take. So it all demands your thinking on the on your feet, showing your leadership skills, sticking to principles of project management, understanding and applying those principles as per the situation of the exam. So yeah, it's a difficult exam. It's a non-technical exam, but it's one of the difficult exam in the managerial. Okay, but well, if you are prepared well, if you have practiced well, then there is nothing to worry about. You are in the safe. Any question?
No, sir.
Normally, what happens is that we talk about exams and we say, okay, can we do cramming and can we clear the PMP exam? Yes, some part of the curriculum you will still need to memorize. not cram, memorize knowledge, because this is all knowledge. And we need to understand human mind. It requires some repetition of concepts to remember things, right? So cramming, not in the sense that you will cram few terminologies and you will be able to clear the exam. No, mostly the questions will be situational questions, so they will really test your knowledge. Your decision making will depend on the principles that you understood thoroughly, the mindset that you developed while studying. So remember, you need to remember various concepts, terminologies, key terms, definitions. Yes, for that purpose you need to repeat those terminologies like the way you used to cram, right? Like the way you used to cram, but cramming without understanding will make no difference, right? You understand my point? That only rote
Yes.
memorization will not help you. You actually need to develop your understanding and then make sense.
Yes.
So I still suggest that you need to repeat the concepts again and again, over and over again, just like the way you used to do rote memorization. But in this way, you just need not to remember the terms, but actually the meaning behind the terms. Okay. Will you be able to pass the exam on your first attempt? I did. I passed the exam on my first attempt. You can do that. Many have done that. So no need to worry that you will fail. Definitely you will pass. But there are people who fail as well. Why do they fail? There are particular reasons why. And there are most important, obvious reasons are that they don't practice much. They don't practice in the timed environment. Number one reason would be that they don't practice in the timed environment. And I have brought to you the solution for it, that I have my own best simulator, which you can time and practice. So people fail because they do less practice and they do practice without timing. And when you time yourself and do attempt questions, then you give yourself some minimum time to recall the concepts and make a decision. And this will really help you in the real exam to manage the time. Other things are related to it, that you need to skim and find the keywords in the question. So if you will indulge so much time on understanding the question, and you will decide you will jungle between various options and you will change various options, then double guessing will also will be very damaging for you. Some people are over smart. They quickly submit the question when they have already not completed the exam. So blunders do happen. People have not attempted the full questions. They mark various questions for review and they submitted the exam without considering or answering those review questions. So yeah, there are many other reasons as well. As you get along, you will get to know that what is important for them. Now, how much time you need to dedicate to get PMP certified? PMP is not a joke. You definitely need to spare 100 hours from your life. If you can spare 100 hours from your life starting today, after 100 hours, you will be certified. I don't know if you can do it 100 hours in one go. You split these 100 hours in a month. You split these 100 hours in a week. You split these 100 hours in 2 months or a year. You need dedicated 100 hours of your time to spend to learn, to go through the content. Realistically speaking, people have done it in 2 months. I have done it in 2 months. You can do it but you need all in all 100 hours. I will be with you for 35 hours. I will be with you for 100 hours even. But in the end, it's you who have to take the plan. Make sense?
Yes.
Now, how to submit the PMP application? It's an easy peasy. You just need to make an account on pmi.org. You need to create your CV, just like basic information. Where did you study? Where are you living? Where did you take the classes? And your project management experience is elaborated in the form of the projects that you have done, and some additional information related to the projects and the people that you worked with. And you submit. Boom. Once you submit the application, your application will be reviewed, and based on the results of the application, if it is scheduled for audit or not, you will be asked second question. If it is scheduled for audit, you will be asked to provide the certificate of attendance and verify that the people who you have worked with in the projects have to verify your experience, and that's it. They just need to submit to PMI that yes, you have worked with them. There's some forms that need to be submitted. If you are not audited, 1 in 10 application, 2 in 10 application, 5 in 10 applications are audited. We never, but PMI does the audit of the app. Okay. If you are not audited, they will approve your application and they will say, yeah, submit the fees and sit and write. Any question?
No.
You can give the exam at the comfort of your home, or you can choose the center. We recommend giving the PMP exam in a center because it's a dedicated environment. Selecting the center near to your home where you can easily reach is important, where the infrastructure is good. Just visit the centers, check their facilities ahead of time, and then make the decision how quiet the center is, where it is located. Definitely away from the, hustle and bustle of the city will be better because you need a quiet place to give, right? Make sense?
Yes.
So PMI Institute has developed the project management body of knowledge, which is the reference guide for various concepts related to project. And it brought to you the best practices that people have applied in their project. Most of the time, these you can apply these practices, these methods, these tools, techniques in your projects. And what will happen in the result? In the result, your chances of success in your project will increase. So these are the general practices which are applicable to most of the projects most of the time. And chances are that your project success chances will increase when you apply the knowledge gained from the project management body. This looks like this in the set. It is in the 7th edition. Every 4 year or 5 year PMI Institute is issuing their new PM book guide. The guide in front of you is the 6th edition, and now currently it is in the 7th edition, which was released in August 2021. Still, it's relevant, and still it's the latest edition. PM Book Guide, 7th edition. Now, PMP exam is not from PM Book Guide. PMP exam is from PMP exam content out. I would rephrase my statement that the knowledge that you will get from the PM Book Guide will help you pass the PMP exam. Yes. But what are those scenarios on which PMP exam is built are there in another document, which is very thin, sleek document, 3-pager document, which talks about 3 domain PMP exam content outline, which talks about people, process, and business environment, 3 domains from where the exam will come. So exam will be built around PMP exam content outline. I have summarized it into 3 domains, people, process, and business environment. The blue color columns that you see here are the topics related to people management, your soft skill. Make sense? So people domain constitutes 76% of your exam. Sorry, 42% of your exam, which means out of 180, 76 questions will be built around the topics which involve building a team and keeping the team on track. So how you define the team ground rules, team charter, negotiate agreements, empower your team, train your team, lead your team, support your team, remove impediments, monitor stakeholder engagement, and your emotional intelligence and your active listening skills all count. So this is your people skill. Then is the process. 50% of your exam is from the process of managing a project, initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, controlling, what you do in initiation, develop the charter, decide the approach for the project, define the scope, develop the schedule, define the budget, determine the budget, manage the quality, establish contracts, make contracts with the procurement contract, establish the governance for the project, manage risks, manage communications, engage with the stakeholders, manage project artifacts, manage knowledge. All these topics related to pink color are the process. And business environment is just 8% of your exam. It is where you talk about why we are doing a project, what is the purpose of the project, how does the project link with the organizational strategy, and what are the benefits that we can achieve from the project, and what are the compliance requirements. So that's only the 8% of your exam, and 50% of your exam is from process domain, and 42% of your exam is from the people domain. Any question? No question?
These all questions, they are like MCQs type or like
Yeah, we will
subjective
see.
or type of.
We will see. So there are 5 types of questions that you will see in the exam. Mostly you will see the multiple choice questions. So let's say 90% of the chances are you will have either multiple choice question or multiple response question. So multiple choice means that when there is a question given to you, there are multiple options given to you, and one of those option is correct. But multiple responses could be that more than one option is the correct answer. So you may be given 5 options, and 2 of the options you need to select. So 90% of the chances are that you will get 90% questions will be multiple choice and multiple risk. There could be some questions which are matching questions, where there are left side things need to be matched at the right side things, like we used to do in the school, right? Where we used to draw the line, just just match the definition with the terminology like that. And there could be some hotspot question. I'll show you the hotspot question and the fill in the blanks question. So how does a multiple choice question looks like? It looks like this. You have a question and you have a situation given in the question, and you need to decide how do you approach this situation. And you are given 4 options. One of the option will be correct, regardless which answer is correct, but just giving you the type of the question that it is. There could be multiple options where 2 options need to be selected. So you need to select 2 activities which might a project manager be doing while acquiring resources. It could be any 2. I just highlighted these 2 for the purpose of the demonstration. So here you need to select 2 answers. In the previous question, you need to select only 1 correct. So the number of questions you will see where you need to select 1 option will be greater than the number of options questions that you will see where you need to select more than 1. Okay. And then we have matching type. Now look at the question. It says that you have a process at the left side and you have a process group at the right side, and you need to just drag and drop, like identify stakeholder happens in which process group. It should happen in the initiation phase. So you will put it like initiation, you will drag this identify stakeholder and put it in the box over here. So these are the matching questions. So you will need to match monitor engagement will happen during the execution or monitoring and controlling. So you will drag it, and manage engagement can happen in the execution. Plan engagement can happen in the planning. Control stakeholders is not at all related. Nobody can control stake. So these are the matching questions. Then you have hotspot. Hotspot is that the question says that you need to select the answer while clicking the relevant area of the diagram. So let's say if the question is that in which phase of a project more money is spent. So it is always during the execution where the work is being carried out. So you need to select, let's say, this broader area C as an option if the question is that where do you spend most money in the project life during the make sense?
Yes.
And then fill in the blanks is just like the multiple choice. You just need to select which one fills the blank, out of the given. So these are the type of questions you will see in the exam mostly. And let's talk about agile. And I said that agile is a mindset. It's from the agility that the principles that we received, we acquired, we brought to us by the Agile Manifesto. And there are many ways of managing projects, and Agile is one of the method for the delivery of the projects. Okay, we could have been managing the projects in a predictive fashion, which was working and still working for many projects, but there are projects which are complex and we don't know the scope of work. That's why we bring in Agile. Agile means that we split the scope of work in smaller iterations because we don't know the scope of work fully. So we start working on the scope of work which is very clear to us, and then we keep on exploring the rest of the scope of work, but we start delivering the project outcome early on. We don't need to wait. And one of the key characteristics of Agile is that we ask more often feedback from the customers, which we don't do in the predict. Now, how much is the fees of the exam? Well, fees has a bit changed. This what you see here is not updated. Okay, for each market, fees is different. If you are appearing in the exam from the Gulf market, roughly you are paying the same fees, $555 as a non-member. And if you are a member, you are paying $405. Actually, the specifics are not this. The specific fees are have changed a bit. PMI has increased the fees. But roughly you can keep in mind that $555 you have to pay if you are in Gulf region. The fees is less if you are in the Pakistan region, by the way. So this fees becomes, I think there is a promotion going on. So the fees is roughly 405 if you become a member for Gulf region. But if you become a member and you are in Pakistan region, then the fees becomes like 350 or exact. But keep in mind that this is the fees. There is a benefit of becoming a member. Membership costs around $139, but you could save a lot in terms of the exam fees. Because if you are not a member, you pay, let's say, $555. But if you become a member, you pay $405 for it. The rest of the cost goes to the membership, I understand, but still you have a benefit of $10 if you pick. Well,
Yes.
so far, so good. I think that's for the introduction. This is enough. I hope you enjoyed the introduction. Tell me.